Compared to games, real life can feel boring, unclear, and run by a questionable set of developers. Investing tens of thousands of hours in the game of life sucks when it's not fun. That's why gamification expert Yu-Kai Chou wrote 10,000 hours of play, a 6-step process for gamifying your life so everything is play, based on 20 years of studying what makes games so addicting. Before you pause the video, look, I know it's another self-improvement video by a white male gym bro who doesn't have a girlfriend. First off, I do have a girlfriend, and I'm a vegan gym bro. More importantly, this isn't another motivational hype fest where I scream at you as the sun comes up. These 6 steps will not magically change your life. You still have to do the work, but they do speak a language you already know, the language of games. And unlike most advice that slaps a one-size-fits-all solution onto your life, this 6-step process personalizes to you, your mission, your talents, your class build. Legendary success comes not from making a lot of green paper, but from completely aligning yourself in all 6 steps of the process. Alignment is like tuning an ancient harp. When each string, your missions, your talents, class build, and more, vibrates with your frequency, life doesn't just become easier, it becomes music. Misaligned, those same strings snap or stretch, making even the simplest melody a struggle to play. In fact, almost every single successful person in history, whether they knew it or not, followed these 6 steps to get alignment. So, if you've been feeling bored, lost, or existentially nerfed, this video might help. Instead of waking up confused, insecure, and allergic to Mondays, you could wake up with purpose, clarity, and a few new quests to chase. That might mean finding a partner, starting a business, or just figuring out what class you're playing in the first place. Consider this video a quest. One you didn't mean to take, but now you already have the sword. Lego. The first 3 steps of 10K HP are focused on knowing what you want, what you're good at, and who you should be. Without these first 3 steps, you risk growing in a way that's misaligned with your true self. That's why watching the full video is crucial. But I was thinking, if I just walked through the 6 steps without doing anything else, that would be kind of boring, right? So for each step, I'll be rolling a 6-sided die to create a persona for myself throughout the whole video. I then have to act out this persona for an entire day. The misalignment I am likely to have doing this will show you just how essential it is to be aligned in all 6 of these steps. But it's okay, because it couldn't possibly be more depressing than being a YouTuber. The first step to gamifying your life is to identify your life mission. In video games, the hero always has an epic mission to achieve. But in real life, you need to define this for yourself. It could be a career goal, a personal ambition, a cause you believe in, or anything else that makes you feel alive. If you don't know what your purpose is right now, you're doomed. That's okay. Your mission can be finding your mission. The crucial thing is to start somewhere. A goal creates a funnel for your attention. Even if you aren't certain it's the right goal, it gives you clarity on the next steps for finding out what the next goal is. The challenge to actionalize this step is to reflect on your passions and the aspects of life that excite you the most. Write down 2 things you love doing or could see yourself doing more. Ask yourself, which of these things makes me feel the most alive? What excites me enough to wake up early or stay up late? This simple exercise will help give you an insight into what your life mission might be. Then vividly imagine what it would look like if you pursued these things more often. What would your lifestyle be like? What would you be doing on a daily basis? How would others perceive you? Humans have this unique ability to steal energy from their future selves and leverage it in the present. Use it. So first die roll for the 6 different games I could be playing for this day. Let's see here. All right, looks like we have a 5, which means nocturnal video game designer. Great. Once you know your game, you must decide how to pursue it by aligning actions with your natural talents, which brings us to the next step. In video games, characters have natural talents like strength, agility, or intelligence. In real life, we also have talents like mathematical thinking, extroversion, or forgetting to finish the script. Where was I? Okay, let's look at this script on game like real life one. Know what you're very important why I stop right. Oh, what? Well, looks like we're going off script, my friends. Wish me luck. Knowing your attributes can help you identify your strengths and your weaknesses and ensuring that they align in your game through subsequent steps. Importantly, talents and attributes differ from skills and abilities. Talents are traits you're born with, whereas skills are things you build through life experience. Skills and abilities can be acquired by taking a class, reading a book, or downloading karate once we have cyber chips. Oh my God. Ow. Ow. Oh my God, I think I've pulled something. Oh, why did I do that? We're just gonna keep recording. Some examples of talents are deep focus, empathy, verbal fluency, and talking yourself out of group projects. The challenge to actionalize this step is to identify what your key attributes in life are. You can ask questions like, what are the things I do without much effort? What compliments have I received from others about my strengths? What can I do for hours on end? Write down your answers, aiming for at least 5 attributes. All right, so nocturnal video game designer with the attribute, what shall it be? 3. An exercise phenom. Interesting combination for a nocturnal video game designer. Why did I do this? Knowing your attributes gives you insight into what sort of specialty you want to pursue in your game, which leads us to step 3. Choosing your role is about defining your place in the game of life. Just like in games, we can choose between a mage, a warrior, or a bard with crippling financial insecurity. Many people struggle because they try to fit themselves into roles that don't work with them. Like an introvert forcing themselves to be a hyper-charismatic salesperson, or a creative thinker getting stuck in rigid corporate structures. Instead of choosing a role based on societal expectations, the key is to find a role that feels both meaningful, sustainable, and gets you some money, some green dinero at the end of the day. So what actually is a role? It's a combination of your mission that we did in step 1 and your attributes in step 2. Your role's not a job title. It's rather how you approach challenges, what strengths you rely on, and the type of impact you want to make. This could mean being an educator, an entrepreneur, an entertainer, or a behind-the-scenes strategist. Your role shapes the quests you take on, the skills you develop, and the allies you build through subsequent steps. The challenge to actionalize this step is to imagine your life as a video game. What class would you be? Does this class align with the attributes you defined in a previous step and the game that you defined in step 1? If it does, that's a good sign it might be the role that works for you. Speaking of roles, back to the die roll. Nocturnal video game designer, that's an exercise phenom. Let's see, what role am I gonna have? Ah! Oh no, that went very far, Jesus Christ. Oh God. We have a 2. I am an executor. I get stuff done, which is exactly the opposite of real life. In the first 3 steps, we've gotten to know ourselves better. We're now ready to move on to the next 3 steps, growing ourselves. In phase 1, we got to know ourselves. Socrates would be proud. The latter 3 steps are about leveraging this to grow ourselves. We're gonna level up our skills and alliance and pursue our quests, which starts with leveling up our skills. In video games, players can learn skills by allocating their skill points as they level up. Real life, you can enhance your skills by taking classes, reading books, doing jobs/internships, or lying on your resume. Step 4 involves identifying the skills you already have. You do have skills, right? Then figure out the skills you need to acquire in order to pursue the game that you're going for. Craft a strategic action plan to develop those skills. Your skills could be writing, coding, public speaking, scientific thinking, procrastinating by making YouTube videos. The challenge to actionalize this step is to identify and map out your current skills. Remember, skills, unlike attributes, are things that you build through life experience. Make a huge list of all the skills you have. Next, rank your top 5 skills from this list. This will give you a clear understanding of your existing skills and how they currently shape your game of life. All right, we have a nocturnal video game designer, exercise phenom, and executor. What skill will I have? 3. Philosophizing. Okay. Interesting. Oh, God. If all you're doing is building and using skills on your own, you'll be a great chimpanzee, but a terrible bee. Which brings us to step 5. In video games, players at higher levels can help lower level players get experience quickly. In real life, your alliance can help you gain knowledge, skills, and opportunities. But not just that, the people you surround yourself with have a profound effect on your cognition. Surround yourself with humbo jumbos, and you will likely become a humbo jumbo. Surround yourself with people who want to aspire to something greater, and now we're talking. That's why you want to find allies who are not only playing the same game, but also bring complementary skills to the table. For example, an extroverted, empathetic public speaker might benefit greatly from finding an ally that is introverted, focused, and reserved. Alliances in real life are made up of 4 key structures that support your growth. Factions are broad communities that shape your worldview, like alumni networks or online groups. Guilds are specialized, skill-based networks that refine your craft, like writers' workshops, professional circles, cults. Parties are your close-knit circle of friends, teammates, or collaborators that help you on projects you're doing. And partnerships are one-on-one, deep relationships like mentors or business partners that offer guidance. Together, these alliances create a balanced support system that help you grow in the game of life. The challenge to actionalize this step is to write down the factions, guilds, parties, and partnerships you already have. It does not have to be every single one. You don't have to write down all Homo sapiens that you know on this planet. But once you have a basic list, write down one way each of them has helped support you in your game of life. Speaking of alliances, now we're on to the 5th role. All right, 6. Looks like I will be talking to some random bloke on the street to help me in my game. Fantastic. Building your alliance is great, but if you aren't pursuing any quests that help you grow in your game, what's the point? This brings us to the last and final step, step 6. In video games, quests help players progress through the game by recovering a lost sword, unlocking a new skill, or collecting acorns. In real life, quests help you progress through your game by starting a family, starting a business, getting a PhD, finding a mentor, and more. These quests help you grow the skills you need to tackle even greater quests, while also growing chemistry with your allies. One of my biggest quests in life is to give a TED Talk. In the past, sounds like a lot of work. The challenge to actionalize this step is to reflect on the major quests in your life that have made a significant impact on shaping who you are today. Write down 3 to 5 meaningful milestones or achievements that stand out. Consider what made them important and how they contributed to your game. So we've gotten the 5 things that I have to play for this game. But in order to figure out what quests I have to do, I decided we should let the god of us all, ChatGPT, have a whim. Okay, ChatGPT. Oh, that sounds terrible. Why did I do this? Oh God. Okay, all of these look terrible. Let's see what I end up getting. Okay. 2. Quest of the Swole Philosopher. Nietzsche at the gym. Complete a full body workout while loudly philosophizing about the futility of protein shakes and the myth of Sisyphus as a misunderstood CrossFitter. Each time you finish a rep, you must dramatically whisper, "This is not the body I inhabit, but the body that inhabits me?" Well, I don't really know how video game design goes into this one, but I guess this is what we're going to be doing, and I will tell you how it goes with the snap of my finger. Boop! Well, that was terrible. Before I describe what this workout was like, please understand I have went to this same gym for the last 4 years while at Cornell. I've built a reputation. Whether that reputation is still there remains to be known. However, it's probably not. There was a moment when I was using the hip thrust machine and repeating the Nietzschean philosophical quote of, "I do not inhabit my body inhabits me," in which point a freshman girl looked at me as if I had killed her entire family and walked out of the gym. There was also another moment where I went up to a guy who was doing the quad machine. He was very sweaty and told me before I got on the machine that he was going to wipe it down. At which point my Nietzschean philosophical genius came out, and I said, "Don't worry, I like it wet. What doesn't hurt you makes you stronger." Help me. So, whether you're rolling a visionary bard with a poetry stat of 99 or accidentally min-maxing into a capitalist-loving charisma potato, the game's still yours to play. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be aligned. Now go forth, get to know yourself, grow yourself, and please, please don't forget to build emotional intelligence into your skill set. If you're unclear on what that next quest might be, I'd encourage you to check out the book this video is based on, 10,000 Hours of Play. It explores everything we've gone through in this video way more in depth, including more about each step, stories that support the points, and action items for pursuing your game. Check it out in the description below. As always, have a phenomenal rest of your day, eat some peanut butter, and bye-bye.